But would you have the resident electoral commissioner for Anambra? We'll have him on the line, Mr. Oji. Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. Well, yes,
good morning.
Yeah, we were saying the results have since been announced, but with comments coming through from some who are aggrieved, saying that incidents of overvoting, the card readers not functioning, such that people are resorting to manual voting. This is something that we thought was not going to happen, and you were optimistic that all was going well the last time we spoke to you. What could you tell us happened on the day?
My sense is that there were some sabotage at some of those polling units. There were people who were determined not to see that election being conducted with the smart card readers. So we had reports of people forcing our ad hoc staff to demobilize some of those smart card readers. In places where you have genuine failure or malfunction of systems, we were able to quickly put them in order. You know, because we have technical support staff that are all over the place providing support to places where they were malfunctioned. But there were a few centers where these equipment were completely demobilized, making it impossible for us to reactivate them. And those are the places where you see people try to conduct the election without the use of smart card readers.
Okay, in trying to understand a little further the point you're trying to make, so when the TSS, why was it that the TSS, your TSS, could not fix those few cases? Didn't they have the support and guidance of security operatives to ensure that people did not take advantage of your ad hoc staff and manipulate the process?
Of course, you know that it's not in all places that we have adequate security support. You could, if you listened yesterday during the collation period, you heard collation officers provide reports of what transpired in places. INEC couldn't wake up and cancel results without any just cause. So what we decided was that places where our processes were undermined, we have to reject those votes.
Okay, we also had people who said that INEC seemed to have focused on only a few political parties. They didn't get results sheets at the time. Some other people got it, and even much later, they didn't get that, and some of them were not satisfied with the response that you gave to them. What happened?
These processes are clear to political parties. We have a number of sheets of these, duplicate sheets. We had issued this results sheet up to an extent where we needed some time, because these things are manually done. They are handwritten by the returning officer. What we asked for them was to give us exercise some patience, so that he writes out additional sheets, and but of course many of them will not accept that.
Would it have been impossible to wait until all the result sheets are ready before you distribute, so they don't accuse you of anything?
Yes, because it's a painstaking process. That would have delayed the announcement, declaration of results till the late night, and we didn't want that. So our decision was that since the results are ready and people are waiting, we declare this result, and then we go through an administrative process of writing out these sheets. If party agents will exercise patience and wait. So after we have declared the result, we announced them to stay in the collation center, wait a little bit, we issue the ones we have, then we write out additional sheets so that each party agent will have sheets of this duplicate result sheet. But that was difficult for people to understand.
I know that you're also aware of that report, as the returning officer did read out when he said that you had 457,511 people who were accredited, but then those who came to vote, 448,771. And some have said it is because of the cumbersome process of voting. That's why the figure drops from those who get accredited to those who actually vote. Are you aware of this? Is this something that INEC is trying to look into to ensure that when people get accredited, you don't have this much who drop out and don't vote.
We'll look at that. I've not really taken time. This has all been happening a lot. But I need to look at the data once more, and then we can make analysis and be able to make reasonable comments regarding this.
Now that INEC has been widely adjudged to have succeeded brilliantly or have done very well in the Anambra elections, looking to 2019 now, would you adopt, say for instance, the clamor to have the electronic voting even more superior and even better? Would you go the way of having results to one central place instead of moving from point A to point B? Just have it from one point directly to the center.
This is a very political decision. Of course, there are also technical aspects of it. And, you know, my position will be that we consider it. The important thing is that INEC has started the step. We have been working on this. In the Anambra election, we made a pilot of this e-collation process that you described. But I think that is something that we have to be careful and something we have to approach incrementally. It's not what we can go in a full swing.
Did INEC give to physically challenge people to vote in this election?
Of course, we made adequate provisions. We had even binoculars for some. We had people to assist. You could see that even at the collation center, we have sign language interpreters and all of that. We are mainstreaming, people with disability in our own processes. And this is part of the transformations that are going on in INEC.
All right, Mr. Nkwachukwu Oji, the Resident Electoral Commissioner for INEC, thank you for talking to us this morning.